What's up, Malphas? It's your boy Malphas. Maybe looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And today we're talking about some boxing. We have a Zell theory today.
Oh, baby! Something tells me I got my swagger back. Oh, baby!
A Zell theory about Shawn Porter. If you didn't know, Saturday night you had Shawn Porter versus Terrance Crawford. They had a big fight, and it ended kind of weird. Bud figured him out a little bit. He liked to lean with that punch, so he started slipping and hit him with him. Then he got up again, slipped it, hit him with it again, because Shawn Porter is known for the lean in. His father, Kenny Porter, saw it, threw in the towel. Everybody was in a panic. I want to say this first in this video. I want to say, make sure the first thing I tell y'all in this video, I think Bud figured him out. I think Bud was gonna win. I think Bud is elite. Bud versus Earl Spence, we have to have it. Bud might be the best pound for pound between him and Canelo. I just want everybody to know that Bud is amazing. I think he's been off so long that we forgot him. So because this whole story, I feel like it's taken away from Bud, so I want to start off with that. Now, we can get into what everybody wants to discuss. First, we're gonna come from two different perspectives, right? We're gonna come from two different perspectives. First off, we're going for the regular, ordinary, me and you, what we saw. We saw the fight. We saw him take the other thing. We saw him hit the ground upset. We saw him upset. We saw that he was passionate about it. And we saw his father throw in the towel. And I know you're feeling why Porter could still go. He 100% could still go. He wasn't dazed. He wasn't loopy. It looked insane. Why did he stop the fight? I don't understand it. Maybe his father saw something. Father got on an interview, Kenny Porter. He got on an interview, said it was his preparation. He didn't prepare like he thought he should. Now we're going to get into that in a minute for the second half, from the boxer and the camp perspective, and what's going on after, and what's been going on recently. And what's been going on ever since the Spence fight. We're going to go over that in a minute. But you would assume that this is his last fight regardless. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Why would you throw in the towel? Some people saw in the video that his father talked to him, and they were like, why would he talk to his son like that? Why would he speak to his son like that? Like, you listen to me, you listen to you, you're gonna fail. Most people had a problem with that. They didn't like it. Now, there's no place for me. I'm just telling you what people say. Now, there's no place for me to say, because I'm not in that relationship. I'm not in that foundation. I don't know what kind of love Shawn Porter needs to stay on the straight and narrow. I don't know what he needs to succeed. I don't know what all that is. So I don't want to speak on that, but I just want that out there. He should fire his father. He don't have no more fights no more. So that changes, which this is where I changed and started thinking about the camp. He said after the fight, I'm thinking the same thing everybody else thinking. I'm thinking, you can still think this. But then I watched the after fight, and he explains to him. He said, this is my last fight no matter what I did. Now I'm thinking, I'm a little bit more upset. This is his last fight ever. He can go out as a champ. Why would his father stop? But when you think about it, it made more sense. The more his father talked about it after learning that, it made more sense. His father knew that he was going to retire. So late at night, I talked to my boy Miller DC. Follow him on his channel, Miller DC. It's an amazing channel, boxing channel. He does all the commentary. I'm not usually a boxing channel, but I'm gonna talk about all topics, so I gotta cover this, right? He came in and he said he was gonna retire. So you think about it from his father's perspective. He sees these two knocked down. His mind, as he kept stating, the spark wasn't there. He could have articulated it a lot better. The articulation was terrible in the communication to what he saw. But he could articulate it a lot better. We can give him that. He said the spark wasn't there. which is essentially what he said. But instead he said the preparation wasn't there, which confused a lot of people. A lot of people like, what you mean? It looked like he worked hard. You even said he worked hard. He said after the fight he worked hard. It just wasn't the focus, the precision. Anybody ever play a sport, some weeks you know you can practice hard, but it ain't there. Not clicking right. It's not, that cut ain't as smooth as you want to be. You're a little late on the cut, right? You play football, play running back. I play running back. You're a little quick on you ain't as quick every week. You play linebacker, you don't get off the block. It ain't as smooth. A little rougher. You still doing it, but it's a little rougher. Like it ain't grab quick. It's like grab hold a little bit quick. It ain't a smooth transition. So going by that, position might have been not as smooth. The effort was there, but it might not have been as smooth as a transition. It might not have been as great an influence on the fight. So looking at it from that perspective, I don't want to keep repeating myself. You have to look at it from a father's perspective. This is my son's last fight. He's not as precise as he normally is. He didn't got caught. He doing the same move over and over again. He didn't got caught twice in like less than a minute with the same move. He's getting frustrated. He's not as focused mentally. I'm seeing it because I know how he acts, right? I know how he is. I'm gonna throw in the fight because my last image of my son as a boxer will not be him being knocked out. It might be his first time ever being stopped, but it's not him being knocked out. Because to his father, he felt like he didn't want it to end that way. But I'm trying not to make excuses for him, but get where the camp is now. I can get where your thought process is. I can get where the camp is thinking. I can understand where you are coming from. So on the end of that, I want to talk about legacy. I want to end it on positive. Bud's future. Let's talk about Bud's future, and then we're going to talk about Porter's legacy. Bud's future, right. Possible, I mentioned it earlier, possible #1 pound per pound fighter. #1. That's in his grasp now. You got Canelo, you got Errol Spence. Hopefully we can get Errol Spence sooner or later. You got some more heavyweight fights coming up. That's in his future. I'm looking forward to watching every bit of it. Now on the other side, Shawn Porter fought everybody he could fight. He fought every top fighter. Wasn't one he didn't fight. That's his ultimate legacy. Dude who didn't get stopped until his last fight, man, fought every fighter there is. He fought everyone that he was able to fight. He never backed down, and he is one of the best to ever do it. And I want to shout out to him because I want this video to be about Bud's future. Ultimately, we talking about the other situation, but ultimately it's about Bud's future and Porter's legacy, and it was incredible. I want to salute both of you, man. I want to thank you for giving me entertainment for years and giving me a great fight Saturday, even if I kind of felt away about the ending. And thank you for it. So Shawn Porter is moving on. I know he said his dad said he got investments. He already started getting into broadcasting. So I'm wishing you all the luck, Bud, all the luck into your future fights. Thank y'all again for this amazing night. I'm looking forward to what both y'all doing in y'all separate field. Bud boxing, Shawn Porter doing what he does. Errol Spence, I'm looking for you too. All the young boxers, thank you for making me love boxing. Thank you. Alpha out. Thinking about liking, subscribe, all that stuff. Alpha out.